Welcome back to another episode of the Rodcast. I think this is episode 6, but I don't really know because I don't keep count. Right now, you're probably seeing a picture of a boat in a living room. If you're not, I didn't put it in. But I'm going to try to include more pictures from now on to kind of give you guys a feeling of what I'm talking about. Anyways, my name is Rod Rodriguez. Everybody knows my name is actually Noah, but I go by a pseudonym. Anybody who listens to this basically knows me. In fact, I think everyone listening to this does know me. They basically all work at the same Applebee's. It's actually putting a lot of pressure on me because now I feel like they're going to hear this and then they're going to talk to me about it at work. But regardless, I have committed to making this for at least a year. So, moving on to our first segment. Sins or confession. I forgot what I've named it. So, I guess I'll start that segment. Forgive me, Rod, for I have sinned. It has been 1 week since my last confession. It's been a little bit over a week. I'm not going to count that in the confession. I recorded last episode last Tuesday. It's Thursday, so it's been a week and 2 days. But I didn't lie because I just told you that. So I'm not talking about it in the confession. But the biggest sin that I listed this week is lying. I don't think that I am a liar, but I do think I tell a lot of lies. So I guess that's a little bit of a dumb thing to say. I probably am a liar if I tell a lot of lies. But they're not like real lies. They're like small lies. Little white lies. Or even if they are a big lie, they're not hurting anybody. But I tell a lot of lies. Swearing. I guess I swear a lot. I was told that I swear a lot on this podcast. This actually goes back to the lying thing. I had a coworker I told a coworker to listen to my podcast. And she said, "Oh, I heard you swear a lot, so I don't want to." And then I lied to her and said, "Nah, I don't really swear that much." But I guess I swear a lot on this podcast. I don't really think I do or don't. I don't know. I think I talk normally. Now, what is my next one? Okay, so this is like the biggest sin of the week. Actually, maybe. There's 2 sins that I'm not so sure about. So I'm going to talk more about this later. This has a whole segment of itself. It's like a story. But I may have went out looking for a prostitute this week. I'm not sure if I did. I don't know if it counts as looking for a prostitute, but I may have. And I think that's a sin. I'm not sure about that. And then this is like my next sin. This is also kind of a story, but not really. So I have a roommate. I have 5 roommates for anyone who doesn't know. And one of them is lucky enough to have a girlfriend. Okay, and I say lucky enough because everyone else who lives in this house is single, but he's not. But for some reason, his girlfriend always has to be here. And I mean every day. She's here 5 seconds. She has her own cabinet in my kitchen. Even I don't have a whole cabinet, but she does with her food for when she's here. So today I saw her. It was 7:30 in the morning and I went out to get food out of my kitchen. She was just sitting there. And I thought to myself, I just want this girl to see my dick so she'll stop coming over. I'm going to have to start walking around naked or just have my dick flop out just so she'll stop coming over, dude. And I don't know if it's because I don't like the guy. I'll say that. I just don't think the guy's very cool or interesting. He's kind of I don't want to say he's a weirdo because he's pretty normal, but the picture of the boat that you should be seeing that's in the living room, that's his boat that he just put in the middle of our living room. And the first day I walked in and I saw a boat in the living room, I laughed because it's kind of funny to have a boat in your living room. But it's been 3 weeks now and the boat hasn't moved. And I live in Idaho and it's winter. So he's not going to use this boat for fucking ever. He's never going to use this boat. So it's so stupid that he bought it. And he's like, "It was a good deal. It was $60. Why do you think the boat's fucking $60, dude? It's Idaho in the middle of winter. It's not boating season. And then it's only boating season in Idaho for 2 months, maybe. It's just a never-ending land of winter. So, whatever. I don't like him. I don't like his girlfriend. I hope his girlfriend sees my penis and never comes here again. And with that concludes my sins for this week because nobody wanted to send me any sins. So I don't really have much to talk about there. I mean, I know people have sinned. I'll give you a sin of my brother's. So my brother Cody is definitely a sexist. I don't know if sexist is the right word, he just hates women. And he used to not hate women. He's married too, so it's actually really strange that he hates women. But ever since he saw Captain Marvel last year, he's just been like really anti-woman. I don't know what that movie did to offend him so much, but every time I see him, he talks about it. And he talks about how much he hates Brie Larson and Captain Marvel. So it's affecting his day-to-day life, and it's actually affecting my friendship with him, or my relationship. Can you have a friendship with your brother? I don't really know how that works, but it's affecting something. Whatever you want to say, it's affecting. Okay, moving on. This is a new segment, okay? I've named it Dumb Internet Stuff. And the segment's pretty basic. Really what I'm going to do is like, I have this problem of like spending a lot of time on Reddit or Facebook or just generally the internet. And there's a lot of dumb stuff on there. So right now I'm going to try to throw up another picture. Boom. It's probably been up for like 5 minutes now. But in this picture, what you should see is you should see a man lying on a rock with a rock crushing him. And he's reaching down and he's holding a woman in a pink dress. It might not be a dress. I can't say for sure it's a dress. I can't see the bottom. She's wearing a pink outfit and he's holding her, and then you see a snake biting her arm. I saw this on Facebook this week, okay? So, this is what the caption says. I cut the caption out because I don't think it'd make a good picture. But it said, "This is why so many couples fall apart. This man can't see the snake that's biting his wife, and the woman can't see the boulder on her husband's back. The moral of the story is that the moral of the story here is that sometimes a man can't see the pain his wife is suffering from, and women can't understand the pressure men feel on a day-to-day basis. Within couples, we need to learn to understand each other more and communicate better, so we may seek out the problems and turn weaknesses into strengths." Heart emoji 100, underline. So you guys get the full picture. Now this is the problem. I guess I don't really think the caption is dumb, but I think the picture is very stupid. It's the stupidest fucking thing I saw this week. That's why it's in this segment. But this is why I think it's dumb. One, I don't understand this fictional. There's probably many real life situations that you could put this person in that make sense, but it makes absolutely no sense that this man would just be laying on a rock and then a boulder just falls onto his back. How does a one person get into that situation? Now, I guess somehow it happened. I guess I can maybe buy that. This is the part that really bothers me. Is that this woman, this bitch, okay, is complaining that she's getting bit by a fucking snake while she's hanging off a cliff. Yet, she has a perfectly free arm that's not doing anything. Just grab the fucking snake and throw it off the cliff. That solves her problem. That solves her pain. She just has a problem because she's being a little pussy. Just throw the fucking snake off the cliff. You can even just climb into the hole and sit there. Because, in this picture, both of these people are going to die. Because the woman's not doing anything. She's being a stupid cunt, just sitting there getting bitten by a snake. And the dude's already dead. Okay, I don't know how he's holding on to her. He's literally just being crushed by a rock. But one of them could easily live by just throwing the snake off, and then she puts her hand right on that little ledge, and she could push herself up, probably then put her legs on their ledge, and then climb all the way up, and then roll the fucking rock off her husband. But no, she wants to be a stupid little bitch and just sit there and get bitten by the snake and complain. That's my problem with this picture, is it's just fucking stupid. And it's the most easily solved problem in the world. Just fucking yeet that snake off the cliff, basically climb a ladder, roll the rock off your husband. Dude, even if you don't like your husband, push him off the cliff. But this problem is solved. So that's why it's part of the dumb internet stuff. It's because the picture is stupid. I have a lot more of these. So if you guys like the segment, please let me know. Also, send in your sins, because I really need them. Because that whole segment is supposed to be a back and forth between me and the sinners that listen to this. So it would help if I had a couple sins to talk about. Maybe give my, 2 cents on them. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to the next segment, which is just general story time. This is what I was alluding to earlier with the prostitution. So starting about, 3 months ago, this is back when I was still in California, my longtime friend Regan and me had been talking about whether massage with happy endings really exist, because I hear a lot, I hear about them and I hear that they exist, but I've always just been curious, how does one go about getting one? So when we were in California, we'd always joke about trying to get them, but last minute we'd always, puss out because I have morals and I don't really want some strange woman jerking me off at a massage parlor. But, okay, the other day I was driving through IF and I saw a car. Okay, it was actually a little minivan, and on the sign it said something, name, massage and therapy, and then it said the number. And then it just brought back all the, conversations I had with Regan about, if it existed. And I was like, well, if anybody is jerking off strange men for money, it's got to be the massage therapist who's just written on the side of the van. So I decided to finally do it and, see if it exists. So I called the number and I made an appointment with her, okay? And then I went home and I was like, you know what? If I really want to see if this exists, I got to give it my all, okay? So I went onto Reddit and I Googled, right? And I looked up tips to, get a massage to lead to happy endings. Now, so a lot of them are really strange. It was oh, well, when she's massaging you, grab her thighs or reach in between her legs. I wasn't going to do that because I'm 90% certain that would probably have landed me in prison. But they had a very real step of it just said when you walk in, make it known that you have money. Okay. So when I came in there and I go in, so I get there and her name is, I'm going to say her name is Abigail, but that's not her name. So I get in there and Abigail's like, hey, are you Noah? And I'm like, yeah, I'm Noah. And we have a little bit of small talk. And then she leads me back into this room, which just has I don't know, a twin bed on it. But on the twin bed, there's a swing set above it. That's the best way I could, describe that. So picture a twin bed with a swing set above it. And then she's like, I'm going to give you some privacy. And then, just knock on the door when you're ready for me to go. And I said, okay. And then before she left, I pulled out a wad of cash that I had on a money clip and I put it on the table. That way she knows I have cash. Okay. And then the next step they said on Reddit was if she tells you can strip nude, then you have to strip nude. Because you got to show them that you're not afraid of your, you got to show them what you're working with, You got to show them that you mean business. So obviously I had to get fully naked. And then I got on the twin bed and, that's it. You just wait. So then, I knock on the door and she came in and it was all good. And then, she gave me the massage, which frankly, I don't really see what, okay. The massages are so overrated, I discovered. Without that, a spoiler alert, there was no happy ending. She didn't offer it. Maybe I don't, maybe I'm not playing my cards right. Maybe you gotta, build up a repertoire with them. You gotta come a few times before they offer it. She goes to BYU, so there's, no way that she's gonna offer it. But that's neither here nor there. Just getting a massage without a happy ending seems like you're missing the happy ending. It seems like it should be something included, if I'm being honest. That might sound sleazy, but, it really seems like something that should be included in it. Because, it got to the last 15-minute mark, and I was really just man, something's missing from this. It felt like the last, 5 minutes, I kept checking the clock, being she gonna put her hand on my dick yet? But it never happened, and it just felt like I was missing something. I don't know if I should go back and try it again, if I'm being honest. I don't, because I still am very curious about if it exists. Because if it exists, it has to be this woman. I mean, she's got sex swing above her massage chair, but I don't know what it am I just not good enough? Was that it? She could tell this guy doesn't deserve it, or is it I gotta go multiple times? I don't know, but I'm debating going back or not, or I'm debating just cutting my losses and going to an even shadier one. I don't know where I could find a shadier one, but, if anyone out there does, hook me up, or if you guys have experience with, massage with happy endings, let me know. I'd be curious. But, regardless, it doesn't matter. I guess the massage was all right. I mean, not really. They just, it's pretty sucky, to be honest. I wouldn't go to her again, but that's neither here nor there. Now it is time for our almost final segment. Wow, today's just blowing by. I'm already 15 minutes in. This is going to be a short podcast. I guess I don't have much to talk about. But for the last segment, as was promised last week, I'm going to have more ethics questions with Laura. She didn't pick up last week because she's a stupid idiot, but, I called her like 5 minutes before the podcast. So if she doesn't pick up now, she's just doing it to be an asshole. So we'll find out. The phone is ringing.
Hello?
Laura?
Yes?
You're on the podcast.
Okay, what do you want?
You know what I want. I literally called you before the podcast to tell you what I wanted.
Which was?
What do you mean, which was? You know
Are
what?
you supposed to be asking me a question or something?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be asking you a question. I mean, I didn't know you were straight to business. I thought you were. What about hi? How are you? How's your day been going?
We talked earlier.
We didn't talk earlier. You were like, I'm watching a YouTube video. What do you want? That's not talking.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing okay. Let me ask you a question. Is going to a massage to get a happy ending? This isn't your ethics question. This is just a curiosity. Is getting a happy ending at a massage prostitution?
What do you define a happy ending?
They jerk you off, or they suck your dick, or I guess in your case, they eat your booty hole or whatever. Finger your twat. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that would be prostitution.
Do you think they're all sex workers? Because Regan thinks they're all sex workers. Like, he thinks they're like...
Masseuses?
The masseuses that give happy endings. He thinks they're all like trafficked children from like China.
I don't know. I don't know that much about it.
Okay, well, what would you guess?
I don't think all of them are like sex trafficked.
But probably a lot of them.
No, I don't know. Maybe some. I don't think any, really.
Would you ever pay for sex?
Would I?
Yeah. Who else am I talking to? I'm in a closet alone. I'm just talking to you.
No, I would not.
Never?
No.
What about like somebody really hot?
Like who?
I don't know, Brad Pitt?
No.
Really? Why?
I wouldn't pay for that ever.
Is it because you don't find Brad Pitt attractive, or just no?
Just now.
What about like Trump? Just to say you had sex with the president.
No, disgusting. Ew.
What about Obama?
No, I wouldn't know.
If Bernie came up to you and said, if you had sex with me, I would become the next president, would you do it?
No, because I'm not going to... I wouldn't pay for sex.
This isn't a pay. You're not paying anything. It's more like a deal.
I don't think that... I don't even know if I want to vote for Bernie Sanders.
Who you voting for?
I'm not going to discuss my political affiliations.
Laura, there's like 15 people that listen to this. Like, how do you think this is going to affect your life?
I haven't decided.
Who you leaning towards?
I'm not sure. I need to do research.
You need to do research.
Yeah.
You're going to vote for Bernie, so I'll spare you that expense. I mean, I know you're voting for Bernie. You've been talking about Bernie for like 4 years now, so that's fine. We can just skip that and just go. We'll go to the real questions now. For some reason, you don't want to say, I'm going to vote for Bernie, but you're voting for Bernie. Okay. I think I've asked you this before. Maybe not. But it's come back into my mind recently. Okay, so, if I was to marry a black woman, could I be racist?
Yes.
Could I be racist to black people?
Yeah.
Then why am I married to a black woman? Isn't that like kind of a get out of jail free card?
No, that does not absolve you from being a racist.
But how could I be racist? I clearly love a black person very much.
Yeah, but you can still hold the belief that they're like inferior to you.
Then why would I marry one?
Because I don't know, but it's definitely a possibility. Like anything is possible.
What would I have to do to be clearly labeled like I'm not a racist? Like if I took a bullet to save a black child, could you be like, yeah, he's not a racist?
Not necessarily.
What do I have to do then?
I think probably stop saying things that sound racist.
That's impossible. Why don't you give me something like, there's no one action that I could do that could just absolve me from all racism?
No.
Really? What if I freed a group of slaves?
No.
Really?
Really, because you can still be a racist and like do good things. Like you can still, like people can still think you're a good person and like do bad things.
I mean, I guess, but I feel like if I went out and married a black woman, it'd be pretty hard for someone to be like, yeah, Noah hates black people. Like, he thinks they're really inferior. Like, I married a black person.
Yeah, so
Okay.
you could still be saying like terrible things about black people.
Yeah, but I said terrible things about white people now. Does that make me a racist? Why can't I just be an asshole? Why does that have to be a... If you say something bad about a black person, you're going to be called a racist.
Okay, I'm not saying that it has to mean you're racist. I just think that if you're like promoting that you're like superior to other groups of people, then you're racist.
Am I racist? You've known me a long time.
I think that you're not a racist, but you are a little bit not politically correct.
What have I ever said that's not politically correct?
You say the R word a lot.
Retarded?
Yeah.
That's it, huh? See, I thought you were going to go way back to the gold mine days with that thing Olivia said. That I said. Again, I didn't even say that. Michael said that, but...
I don't remember.
Michael Lynch said... Oh. You remember Michael Lynch, right? He said that he was against gay marriage because, like, what's next? Are we going to let people fuck their dogs?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, that's what he said. Well, I agreed jokingly because we used to love to make your sister mad. Because she's really easy to, like, just push her button. But that's what Michael said. Again, I didn't say that, but Michael was a legit racist. So there's a bit of a difference, you know? Okay, my next... I'm staying on this kind of black lady thing for now, and then we'll get off it soon. If I married a black woman, could I say the N-word?
No.
Could I say the N-word to her?
No.
Why?
Because you can't.
If she says it's okay, if she's like, yeah, you can say the N-word, can I say the N-word to her in front of other black people? If she's cool with it. Because it's not really their choice. It seems like it's not their choice, though.
It's the principle of the thing, though, Noah. Is that this group of people went through such, like, massive hardships to be, like, viewed as complete people in this country. You cannot, like, call them a derogatory word.
If one of them calls me a cracker, can I call them the N-word? That's racial slur versus racial slur.
No, because your white people did not go through what African Americans.
Excuse me, Laura. My last name's Rodriguez.
You're fucking white.
Am I?
Yes.
I think you're judging me right now. I don't agree with that. But isn't it just a word? Don't you kind of agree with that statement? Like, it's just a word.
It's still a word, but words hold a meaning, Noah, and they're associated with other things. So, no, you can never say the N-word ever.
What about in a rap? I've heard you say the N-word while singing rap, so I feel like you're being a little hypocritical.
Yeah, but that was when I was an idiot.
That was when you were an idiot.
Yeah.
So you're saying LA has made you woke?
No, I just think that
What about Eminem? He says the M-word. He says the N-word a lot. Does he get a pass?
No, he should not say it.
How would you fix that?
I can't fix it. I'm not Eminem.
What do you think about Eminem's new album?
I don't listen to Eminem.
Is it because he says the N-word, or you just don't like him?
I just haven't ever felt compelled to listen to his music.
Okay, next question. When is it okay for me to hit a woman?
Never.
Why never? I mean, it's 2020. They want equal rights, so I feel like I should be able to hit them.
No. First of all, you can't hit anybody.
I mean, physically I could.
In, like, self-defense, it's okay, yes, to hit a woman.
What if she's like, says something...
Perhaps if it's, like, her kink or something.
What if she's just really mean to me?
Then no.
Like, what if I'm just at, like, Jamba Juice and she just messes my order up and I just slap her in the face for wasting my time?
Nope.
Really?
Can't do that.
What about a flick?
That you shouldn't ever touch anybody's person.
I mean, Laura, this is coming from you. You would slap the shit out of me before. For no reason.
But you pissed me off. And
Oh.
it didn't actually hurt you.
I mean, you left a scar on my body one time. You bit me so hard that I have like a bite mark on my back that just never went away.
Okay, well, I'm not going to come on the podcast if you're just going to comment on all the things that I've done that are stupid.
Should I have like put that in the sins section?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was just a question, Laura. What about you? Got any hypothetical questions?
Do I have any?
Yeah, for me.
No.
I got another one. I asked you this one like 8 months ago, but you never really gave me a good answer. If I'm walking down the street, let's say I'm walking down the street with a girl, and a gay guy sees me, and he comes up to me and says, he's black, by the way, this gay guy, and he says, I hate you because you're straight, and he hits me. And then I hit him back and say, I hate you because you're gay. Who's in the wrong?
You're both in the wrong.
Sorry, I say I hate you because you're black, not gay.
You're both in the wrong.
Who's gonna go to jail?
What did he say to you? I hate you.
He hates me because I'm straight. I hate him because he's black.
Well, I don't think you would go to jail for that. You might be fined.
Really?
Like, I think that's more of a torrent.
Oh, I don't know. What's a torrent?
A torrent is when you cause harm to another person, and it could be physical injury, it could be financial, emotional, and then you're just fined. So a torrent is just a fine. Or a tort. Sorry, a tort.
A tort?
Yeah.
I think you're making that up.
Look up tort. T-O-R-T.
I mean, all I'm gonna get is tortillas, just so you know.
No, torts. It's a thing.
T-O-R-T. I just typed in tort, and let's see. A wrongful act or an infringement of an act.
Yep.
So what's new with you? Anything new?
No.
Nothing exciting happened, huh? In all of LA.
Well, you should have called me 2 nights ago to be on the podcast. Maybe it would have been more interesting.
What happened 2 nights ago?
I'm not telling you.
You just said you'd call you 2 nights ago. You would have talked about it on the podcast. Now you can't tell me on the podcast?
Well, let's just say that somebody probably would have spoken to you on the podcast.
What, Leo?
But wasn't
Oh.
me.
I'm not cutting that out, Laura. I'm sorry. But was it him?
You fucking idiot. I'm not going to say anything.
So it was him. I don't want to talk to that guy anyways.
It's very interesting.
He's not interesting. He's a weirdo.
Okay, no, stop.
Stop what?
Talking about this.
Okay, whatever. I mean, you're getting uncomfortable now?
Well, I asked you not to do these things, and then you do them anyway.
I don't do them anyways. I forget. The big difference.
This is like 13 minutes of your podcast, Noah.
You know what? I'm done with you. I'm hanging up the fucking phone.
Goodbye.
You're a fucking liberal. Oh, I got a text. Okay. Moving on to the next segment, which is the restaurant reviews. Where did I go this week? Oh, I went to Outback Steakhouse in Idaho Falls. Okay. So I don't remember my server's name because she was just some old lady who's clearly been working there a long time. And I don't really remember much about... So this is what I got. I just did my classic thing. I just say, hey, what do you recommend? And they recommend something. And I say, what do you recommend for the sides? And I just keep asking for what they recommend until they bring me food. This woman was being difficult. She kept saying like, oh, I don't know what I recommend. And she'd be like, I would recommend this, this, or this, like 3 items. And I was like, well, which is the best? And she'd be like, I don't know. But the food was pretty good. She gave me a steak. Listen, dude, it's just an opportunity for them to bring me like whatever garbage they want. And I'll just tip well because I'm kind of an asshole when I'm there. I guess I'm kind of an asshole in general. Anyways, the food was pretty good. The service was pretty good. They don't have Wi-Fi, which in this day and age is kind of ridiculous. Because I went there to do homework and I didn't have any Wi-Fi, so that's fucking stupid. So I'm docking points there. So I work at Applebee's, like I said, and somebody once told the manager there like to never eat at that Outback because they have like a major rat problem or something. I didn't see any rats running around, so I was cool with it. My steak was actually really good, better than what I got at Texas Roadhouse. And what were my sides? I had a soup and a salad for a side at no extra charge, which is pretty rare in this day and age. I mean, most places don't do that. And then I got, obviously, you got to get a bloomin' onion because that's kind of what they're known for. It's pretty good, but I mean, it really just tastes like a little fried strip, and then you kind of dip it in like a mayonnaise sauce. So you're really just eating mayonnaise. The cool thing is they do give you like an entire loaf of bread and a knife, and you got to cut it. So that makes you feel like a fancy little boy, you know. Spread some butter on there. It was a good meal. Yeah. It was probably a, man, it was not as good as Sizzler, and it was not as good as Red Robin's, but it was better than Texas Roadhouse. But I can't put it on the same tier as the other two, so I'm going to bump Texas Roadhouse down a tier, so I think that puts it at C tier, and I'm going to put Outback firmly at B tier. I would have actually rated it higher if I saw a rat, because I would have found that much more interesting, maybe had some excitement in my life, but it was good. And you know what? My server was okay. So no complaints there. Now, last week's Bop of the Week, or the playlist, was songs that sound like Nickelback. This playlist got very old very quick. I don't know if anyone actually ever goes on the playlist and listens to them. Probably not. But I'm going to tell you the song in just a second when my thing loads. Songs that could be Nickelback. So on this playlist, the contenders are Kryptonite by Three Doors Down, Second Chance by Shinedown, Best of You by the Foo Fighters, It's Not Over by Daughtry, Lips of an Angel by Hinder, and When I'm Gone. This is a tough category because, like, I don't know if I'm supposed to judge this based on the song that I like the most, which is probably Lips of an Angel. It speaks to me the most. Or if I should judge this based on the song that sounds the most Nickelbacky. I'm gonna judge it based on the song that sounds the most Nickelbacky, which to me is Second Chance by Shinedown. I think that really sums, like, when you hear Second Chance, 80% of the people are going to think it's Nickelback. It sounds exactly like any Nickelback song. Nickelback is a little whinier, probably, but I think Second Chance really encompasses pretty much what it's about. So next week, I'm going to do probably, I think I'm going to do Disney songs, like best Disney song. I'm going to find a playlist of Disney songs. I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to listen to it every day. And then I'm going to get back to you next week with best Disney songs. Now, before we close, we're at the 32-minute mark. We reached 20 subscribers last week, and I finally figured out what I'm going to do. So, there's a very popular internet show called Hot Ones. I'm going to buy the hottest sauce of wings that they carry, which is like the last dab, okay? It's like a $50 bottle, but it's worth it for the fans. I'm going to buy that. And then I'm going to go and get 10 wings. And I'm going to just dump all the sauce on those. I'm going to mix them. And then I'm just going to eat all 10 wings. Somebody at work said it would be really funny if I tried to say one nice thing about everybody who subscribed. But I'm a very negative person, and I think it would be literally impossible for me to say that. Also, I don't know everyone who subscribed. But if you made it this far and you tell me, hey, I'm a sub, I will try to say one nice thing about you while I'm eating these spicy wings. I'm going to record this video because if it's as hot as it looks on the show, I'm probably going to cry. So that's what I'm doing. I think we'll all get a laugh out of it. Please like and share this on something. Just subscribe to the channel. Share it with a friend. Show it to your mom. Send it to your grandpa. I would really like to get some sort of dialogue with the people who listen, but I'm not going to complain. Anyways, have a great night.